Peace, peace, peace. Okay, so this is funny because um I can't see I can't see the camera, which is cool. Because that really wasn't the goal. I wanted to share something else that I use. So um nature is very big for me, and I shared that in one of the playlists about connecting with nature and finding the creator in nature. Um so I also shared about taking walks. So today I wanted to share about a few of the tarot decks that I have. The one that I use the most right now is this one because this is connected to nature. And anytime I have a dream where an animal is prominently featured, or an animal shows up out of nowhere, like either there's a whole lot of them, or uh, it's one that I usually don't see, or one's making a whole lot of noise, or it stays on my path. So I'm going to share about today. So today I took a walk, and two animals crossed my path, and one of them I never see. So it was interesting, and the other one was interesting too for a different reason. So this was one of them. One of them was the fox. So I think you can see that. This says the fox spirit, and it says think on your feet. So the message for the fox spirit says, be alert now, for the fox spirit has appeared, and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace, and astuteness. Fox Spirit helps you to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box and notice the many ways in which you might make a move. Aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co create, trust that your cleverness, guided by the fox spirit, will serve you well. When I saw the fox, I audibly gasped. I don't often see foxes. In fact, it's been no, no, I don't often see them. If I've seen another one within the past few years, it's probably once. Um, So the protection message for this one is, are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Perhaps you are being too clever for your own good and playing games to protect yourself. Being dishonest with yourself or others can become isolating and create obstacles to true connection. Fox Spirit calls you to be attuned to what is happening within you and around you so that your quick thinking and creativity can lead you to better relationships and situations. You are called to use your Fox Spirit beneficially rather than in ways that keep you from experiencing what you want. Or perhaps right now you are realizing that a situation is trickier than it appears on the surface, and you are afraid to make a move in case it turns out to be a mistake. Fox Spirit is here to remind you that when you are in alignment with the Great Spirit, the answers and solutions can come quickly, and you can trust them. Don't overthink a situation in order to avoid the challenge of facing a difficult truth. Fox Spirit's creative nature will always be there to guide you and help you move quickly into better circumstances. So that's the fox. So again, I've said that I go walking with one of my sister friends, and she is on her own quest right now. So the other animal, and this happened, I'm sure, because I wasn't walking with my sister today. The other animal that stayed with me today was a cat. So we see cats, dogs. Sometimes people are walking their dogs when we take a walk. But this cat came out from a house, looked me in the face, and I looked at the cat, and I was thinking something like, does this cat know me? Like there was some sort of recognition. I can't explain it. It was almost like seeing someone at a festival or in the street, and you're like, I think I know that person. But the cat continued to follow me for a very long time, so far away from its house that I kept thinking, okay, you got to go back home. And or the house it came out of, and it continued to follow me and then walk out into the street. So I would stop because I was concerned it was going to get hit by a car, which of course made me think, I bet these people think this cat belongs to me and it's just gallivanting all over the place. But it followed me for a long time, to the point that when it finally stopped following me, I was shocked because it had to be half a mile, three quarters of a mile that this thing walked with me. It was a she that she walked with me. So This was the message for the cat. Claim your independence. When the cat spirit meows, she is calling to you to claim your independence and to allow for some space between you and others in your life. The only way you can grow in all of your relationships now is to have a healthy sense of self respect and self worth. When you walk with dignity, knowing who you are, self aware, and willing to grow, trusting the value you bring, the world will mirror all this back to you in kind. When you say no to codependency and enmeshment, live and let live, and practice taking risks as you wander into new territory for you, Cat Spirit rejoices. She is here to urge you to let your independent spirit roam free, which was perfect. And it feels like a balance between the two of these. But it was a little girl cat. She wasn't older, she was younger. The protection messages: this may be the time you are facing some unpredictable situations. Are you hesitant to take a risk? Too cautious to jump into something new because you fear you can't trust yourself? Cat Spirit is saying go for it because you will land on your feet. If nothing seems to be going according to plan, there is no reason to worry. Cat Spirit loves to mix it up, and these seeming upsets will actually bring you some wondrous and unexpected opportunities. Get ready to pounce as you may be called to jump into something new at a moment's notice. At this time, your instincts are keen and your intuition is sharp. Remember, even a temporary failure can lead to a spectacular success. So embrace the adventure. You are sure footed and you can trust yourself. So that was so dope. It was so dope. So I knew as soon as the walk was over, I'm going home to see what the fox and the cat say. Sometimes I can have dreams and maybe the animal feels a certain way, or there may not be a common reading for it. And I won't go into all of the ones, but I still write them down in my journal. I write down how the animals felt to me in my journal. So that is this oracle deck. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. And so, the interesting thing is when I'm traveling, um, every animal may not be accounted for, or just like I said a minute ago, in my dreams, um, every when I wake up, there are things that I can look up about them, but they may not be included in this deck. So these other two decks are because I wanted African representation and in tarot. So this one is a hoodoo tarot, which is the one I know the least about, but I felt very drawn to. And this one is an ebony tarot. And I waffled for a long time on it, not for any other reason except I was like, do I want a tarot deck? And it had to look like me if I was going to get it. So I went into, there's a bookstore near here where sometimes I will go in there to get sage or other tools if I have not ordered them myself because it's a little pricey. Excuse me, a little pricey. But I went in there and I came out of there, and in the bottom of my bag was the star. And I actually later went back in and asked the same lady, "Are you all handing out tarot cards?" And she said, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, the star came to me, and the star is a symbol of hope, inspiration, and serenity. It represents a clear vision of the future, guided by faith and trust in the chosen path. Reversed, it may signal disillusionment, pessimism, or a lack of faith. It can also indicate a lack of inspiration or direction. It didn't come to me reversed, it came to me straight up. So I was grateful. I stuck it in the journal that I keep for my messages. And this is the Ebony Tarot Star. Now, I hope you can see it. It is absolutely stunning. So the star usually has, I don't know where the camera is. The star usually has a woman who is half in and half out of the water. She has stars around her and she's carrying the water and pouring it. And my sign is also I'm an Aquarius. So even though we are an air sign, this is what we do. We pour water, we share knowledge, all of those things. So it was a beautiful gift to me to have that day. But I wanted to share because this is yet again one of the other tools, and it's not as regular as my journaling. It's not as that's it. It's not as regular as my journaling. But I truly appreciate it in it anchoring my magic for the day. I was so touched when I saw these two animals, and I was very floored that she followed me as far as she did. Um, it was beautiful, and the messages between them. are encouraging and beautiful as well. And they will get written in my journal later today. But I wanted to share. So that is yet another tool that this healer uses to keep herself balanced and to heal herself. And this is Reverend Okomfo Walimu Yogi, Sister Mama Adia saying peace. Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right? Take care.